how long did you stay after liberation in Gunskirchen?
In Gunskirchen, they took all of us who survived to Hersching. Hersching was a Flugplatz, how do you say, airport, and they put us in the rooms where the German soldiers, and I never, once I got a room.
With what German soldiers?
Before the American liberation, they were there, the pilots and so forth, and they put us in a room, in a bed. And they gave me a bed and my friend Jörg a bed. In my bed, somebody, a sick man, was laying. What did I do? I took some straw and I lay down next to him. At night, something fell on my leg. I didn't care. In the morning, I was awake. He dropped dead, the guy, you know, and he didn't care too much. Only we were used. And then later, they nominated me as a chaplain for the whole. This is the story is behind this. One of my colleagues was the chaplain. He committed this, and stole some chocolate and things from the captain's desk, and they fired him. And they asked me. First they examined me, my background, and I became the chaplain of Hersching. I have a special band. And, yeah.
Did you know then what happened to the rest of your family?
No. We got, for example, in Vienna, soap was R, written into three-letter R, J, F, Rein, Juden, Fette. They made soap, we didn't know it. And then I realized when...
They made soap where?
In Auschwitz, and maybe in Mauthausen too, there was also a crematorium.
Soap with what?
Soap from the fat of the Jews who were burned to ashes. And they gave us this soap. We didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't know it. We were in another extermination camp. We didn't know it. I realized when I was the chaplain, and one day I was in Linz, and the captain sent after me another officer, "Come back, chaplain, at once. I want to talk to you." And he told me the Hungarian Jews are going back to Hungary. I want to go back because I want to see my father and my family. He asked me, "How old was your father?" I said, 71. "Didn't you hear about Auschwitz?" "No, we didn't know it. They were burned to ashes." "It's impossible," I said. And I went back, you know. But,
So what happened to them? Did you find out what happened?
At home, I found out. He told me they were all burned to ashes in Auschwitz. And I said, "No, wait 2 weeks. You are on the staff. I take to the United States. You will be a chaplain there. You are..." "No, I want to go back." We went back until the American zone. We came to the Hungarian zone, and the Russian soldiers came in. And then we got the blessing from them. I don't want to repeat these dirty words, dirty Hebrews, and they plundered us, and next station they threw us down from the train. And
this was where?
This was already in Hungary back, the so-called Hungarian liberators. Then we arrived to Szombathely, and there was the joint, the omzsarva, how do they call it? They gave food and clothing, and I realized there was a Jew with a little beard. My God, this was the rabbi, Dr. Joseph Horowitz, and his wife. They survived in Budapest, and they helped me a lot. And then I went back on a train to Budapest. The story is...
Tell me, what did you find out at home?
At home. In the American zone, I got flag typhus. I survived because there was no medication. The thousands of laws contaminated my blood like others. I survived it. And then I forgot all my memory. my hair. And yeah, and then later I got back my memory. And in Hungary, when I was in Hungary, I knew I had a sister in Budapest. My sister is pictured. And when I arrived to the railway station, Keleti, the eastern railway station, I took the subway. And I remember where I had to step out. They lived in Mozsár utca, close to in a nice place. Then I rang the bell, and my sister came out. What do you want? I said, Szerinke, én vagyok. Nem ismersz meg, Miska. Oh, what did they do with my handsome brother? You know, I lost after the fact typhus and I was thin. And they survived because she and her husband and the children, they were waiting me. And then then I realized I got help, yeah.
Let's go back for a moment. Where did you get typhus?
In the American zone. But the typhus I got in because when the munkaszolgálatos, the forced labor camps arrived in Santana, they were loaded with lice. And when I arrived to Hersching, I had lice on my shirt. And one day I got high fever, and they called the ambulance, and DDT disappeared the lice, and good. After I got the fever, they took me in the hospital, and I don't know what happened in the hospital. Approximately 1 week, I was unconscious. They didn't have medication like today. And then when I was alive, they sent me back to my barrack. Funny thing that where my friend lived, I was there and I didn't recognize him. I didn't recognize the place.
But you were a chaplain in Hersching.
Yeah,
right?
a chaplain.
After you had the typhus?
Yeah, I didn't have the symptom didn't came out in the beginning. Only later.
So when you went home to Hungary, you were already well.
I was well, but I waited. I was thin, a skeleton, and all my hair was lost, bald, and in this dirty suit, what I had, this uniform.
So when you came back to your hometown?
I didn't go back to. I came to Budapest, hometown late. No, I didn't go back to Kiskunfelegyhaza. Later, I went with my sister to Keverovas. Not now.
So it was in Budapest that you found out about your family?
Yeah. Everyone was killed, and I went to the rabbis.
Everyone meaning?
Everyone, father, mother, thank God, died in 43 or sometimes. But my father, my sister, and my brother-in-law, and all, I had 40 members of my family, relatives in Kiskunfelegyhaza. My brother Joseph was shot by the Russians. They went over to the Russians and they said, you were for the Nazis. And they shot the whole battalion of munkaszolgálatos.
So who survived?
One, and one told the story.
Now who survived in your family?
Leo Eliezer, he lives in Brooklyn, the only one, brother.
And your sister?
Yeah, my sister, yeah, in Budapest, but she died at home. She had sick, you know.
When?
In 48, I guess. Yeah. What does it mean?